Assalamualaikum. Today we would like to present about our assignment one, which is the car model. And then this is our group member Muhammad Nur Haizat, Muhammad Alif Haikal, Muhammad Khairuddin bin Zaruddin, Muhammad Yusof, Muhammad Fadrul Rahman, and then Nur Ain Hasanah. Okay, for this project, we will talk about production, filler process, sanding process, painting process, and lastly, quotation analysis. Firstly, about introduction, this project is code for code subject BMMA to 363 manufacturing technology. The requirement for this subject, this project is we need to prepare a car model download from an open source website. The car model size need to be resized to a maximum required size, which is 100 length, 100 wide, and 100 height in millimeter. Done choosing dream car model and resize it, then we need to rearrange the car model in 3D printing software and required to print it out as 3D prototype using SLS 3D printer. At the end, after receive the 3D car model, each group is required to explain detailed process such as painting and car, including sanding and coating the car's surface. The process involved must follow the industrial car painting process. That's all from me.
So next is production SLS, or we call it selective sighting. Oh, for the production, we must download the file of the selection of car from the link and open the car file as parcel 402P machine by importing it from CAD software. On the Star software, set up STL data for the car model in XYZ direction and select verify icon and run the collision test. To print this model, the software and slicer for all part nickel and high recurrent powder. The scheme will display estimation and the amount of time needed to print. Close the Bitstar program and save all data. Determine the volume of the powder in kilogram based on the size of the chamber and the density of the polymer uh, powder. Based on our powder calculation, we must follow the proportion. And we separate it 40% of virgin, 40% of recycled, and 30% of reheated material. Utilizing the mixer to combine every powder, software mixer need to be started. Add the material that has already been mixed in the feed chamber by pressing manually, and then press the elevator feed chamber down. For the rolling, leveling is used to level the powder in the chamber printing section and chamber feeder. Put a file into this program that is already being typed on Britstar. Run the machine to print the product. Printing is done. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Benelek and I will continue our presentation by explaining the filler process. So, how we decide to apply the filler for a smooth and even texture to our product. So, first start by protecting the floor and furniture with protective plastic to easier clean up and remove the stain later. So, start applying the filler to cover up imperfections. So, we decide to use the powder wall filler to create a mesh wet long enough for it to achieve the right consistency, making it easier to fill the gaps and spread. So we have to cover a crack. It is advisable to take a small amount of filler and apply it in thin layers until it is filled. Let the filler dry long enough and look over the surface beneath in case any imperfections or gap needs to be touched up. So lastly, once finished and dry, it's time to sand the product with a fine grained sheet of sandpaper to leave it smooth and even. After that, wipe down the dust and leave the product clean. So that's all from me. We continue to Halif Haikal.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Alif Haikal bin Abdul Hamid and I will present to you about sanding process. For the sanding process, the paper used in the later stage of filler process is called sanding process. This paper, which has the texture of gritty sand, is used to level the surface and make it cleaner and smoother. There are four main types of sandpaper with, which is aluminum oxide, granite, silicon, and ceramic. So there are four grades in sanding process, which is ultra fine, super fine, extra fine, and very fine. For our product, we use the first step we use is extra fine, which is 350 to initiative method for wood polishing, and then we use super fine, which is 400 to final wood finishing, and for the last we use ultra fine, which is 1000 to final sanding the polishing tip finish to make it the surface clear and smooth. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Fatur Rahman bin Uzaimi, and I'm gonna present to you about painting process. So the first one is undercoat. Undercoat, also known as a primer for a metal part before we start to paint the part. Main purpose of this process is to get rid of any rust if the metal is untreated. By using a wire brush, we sand or scrape the surface before cleaning it and getting rid of any grease or dust. Then, in our project, we use black color coat of metal primer to cover any bare surface. So, the next one is base coat. The base coat is applied after the primer coat or undercoat. This coat contains the visual properties of color and effects and is usually the one referred to as the paint. Base coat is base coat used in automotive application is commonly divided into three categories: solid, metallic, and pearlescent pigment. And for the last one, the last process is clear coat. A car clear coat is a transparent finish paint that generally works as top coat on surfaces or parts that have previously been painted. A clear coat is the coating that allows to embellish the surface of a vehicle, providing extraordinary hardness and resistance to a different mechanical and chemical agent.
Thank you, Mama Fatul. And hi, my name is Nurai Hasana. Next, I'm going to present about our group quotation analysis form through completing this project. We bought a small 1 putty filler as a first layer to the car model. Then we've got black, blue, and red spray paint as the painting colors of the car body. Before the undercoat and painting process went through, we already sanded the surface of the car to remove any defects using dry sandpaper with different grit size, which is starting from 350 to 400 and lastly with 1000 grits. As you can see here is the total expense we spent through completing this project, which is almost 40 ringgit Malaysia. Thank you. But before we ending our presentation, we would like you to watch our montage video of our car.
Okay, she keep calling every single night. In the night.